Like, but any sport like that, it brings you a lot more respect to the people that are very, very good at it. And I mean, that's why everybody like loves their sport, the one they're closest to and understand the most about, because to them, that's the most complex one. Like I'll never understand basketball the way someone who played their whole life does. You know, there's a bunch of cool stuff in that clip we watched in the Hangout of the dude who like did the behind the back, like elbow.
Oh, Jason
thing.
Williams.
Yeah.
White Chocolate was his name.
That was fun. That was kind of neat. Like I liked.
I never saw that clip. I need to watch it. I know the pass you're talking about, like you described it, but I didn't actually see the clip.
Yeah. He had a lot of good moves. I liked him. Yeah, you could argue the best player in NBA right now is this Nikola Jokic. How do I not know his name right now?
Oh, it's one of those silly Euro names, eh?
He's a big sort of goofy
Serbian
white guy who does great stuff and makes it look ordinary.
It's like Serbian or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Why isn't he back home fighting for freedom? Like
he doesn't even look that athletic. He's like a little bit too fat. Like he doesn't have that deltoid bicep definition thing. But plays basketball really well. So
yeah, he seems to have functional fat. Like it's providing him a little extra energy throughout the game.
Yeah, maybe if he was super lean, he'd just be exhausted and grumpy. There he is. Like,
he looks so Eastern European.
That's what he really looks like. This isn't an unflattering picture. Every picture, this is him.
He looks a bit like Stipe Miocic. Like his jaw, just the bottom is really just the jaw.
That.
Like
they probably went to the same school.
That deltoid bitri thing, like
Yes, I know Miocic.
Tell me where his deltoid ends and his tricep starts. I challenge you.
Yeah, it's interesting. He doesn't have a lot of muscle mass at all. He doesn't have the build that I think of as like the modern NBA look, because they all seem fucking jacked. Whenever I don't watch the sport at all because it's bad, but like whenever I see a picture, those dudes are like bulging in all the right places. You know what I mean? Like they look like action figures.
They're very lean. Yeah.
And they've all got shitty fucking tattoos. It's like you got all the money in the world. You couldn't find a real tattoo artist and sit down.
That is a shame.
That is a shame. Yeah. Also, I'm like checking myself. Is this racist to say? But I think it's harder to draw a nice tattoo on a dark skin.
You mean because they don't sit still?
No, because
not even racist.
It's just a light colored canvas is easier to use colors on, and
you don't have as many. Obviously, like you have to go to like a different kind of tattoo, and you need just like you need a black people barber. I'm sure you need a black person tattoo artist.
Oh, I never thought of that.
I can't believe that they haven't come up with like white ink that pops to. Oh, you think they'd be?
There's no way they haven't tried that. I bet it maybe it just doesn't look right.
Like what happens if you white ink up a real dark skinned guy? Like could you do some sort of negative like shading with the white to like really make the black pop?
Zach
like,
is saying,
if you outline the black with white.
So colors in tattoos just don't work as well. They don't last. And like Zach said, they have white ink, but for some reason, white ink completely disappears in a couple of years. It's like it was never there. So it looks amazing when you leave the tattoo studio. Is that what it's called? Studio. But 3 years later, the white has just completely vanished.
I'm not down for scarification or branding, though. I don't know why those guys want to like. I don't.
Wow.
If you're on an NBA team, to me anyway, it feels like, I mean, that's both like, you know, light-skinned people. That's interesting though, the white, especially against the black. I wonder what that would do.
Yeah. I mean, these are both bad tattoos.
I like the one. I don't like the one on the left, like for like what it actually is. It looks like dead flowers for some reason on a negative background that's square, some sort of modern art nonsense. But I like this sort of traditional, maybe Japanese influence kind of thing on the right. Without that's some sort of Islander shit, I bet, where they're tapping it in. That looks cool. The leaves, especially. I don't know what that red nonsense is with the flowers.
look at the difference between 2 months later and
that's on Whitey though.
I don't think it's going to fare any better on black skin.
Is that
I do hear you.
That's on.
Dude, have you ever used a white crayon on fucking white paper and been like, this one doesn't work? That's what they're doing here.
Zach says it's worse on black skin. I don't know.
What do you do with a fucking white crayon? You have to be some sort of Crayola savant to know what to do with that.
Well, what you do with the white crayon is you give a base below the color to make it brighter.
Yeah, I didn't. Nobody taught me that.
We have a Crayola savant here on the call.
There
you
he is.
Didn't know that? If you want the green on your grass to go
motherfuckers.
more, you put white under it, and then it is brighter.
Nah,
You guys fucking sucked at crayons.
Dude, I went to school with my fancy box of crayons.
Self-worth is built on my crayon talent, and there you are hitting me where it stings.
There's a class divide when it comes to crayons in school. I bet nowadays they're like, all right, everyone gets this pack. But back in the day, I brought like the 164 banger in.
God damn.
did
yours have the sharpener on the side of the box?
I don't remember. I was 5 years old. I remember being in Miss Crow's class and there being a whole thing. I think some kids were stealing my crayons and shit because they didn't have a chartreuse and a peach and a I can't remember all those silly names they have.